All right, it's 8:31. Let's go ahead and get started. So just a warm welcome to everyone. My name is Tara Healey. I'm the founder and director of Mind the Moment, which is the mindfulness program of Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. And we are under the parent company of Point 32 Health. And really delighted to bring this program to you every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning. And for anyone that is new, joining for the first time, these sessions are fully guided. They're about 12 to 14 minutes in length. We save time at the end for Q&A or sharing resources, so books or apps or podcasts, anything you've come across recently related to practice that you want to share. We have an opportunity at the end to do that. And of course, if anybody needs to hop off, that's fine too. So I have been starting off these sessions with a poem or a reading or something that has inspired me. And lately I have been rereading a book by Gil Fronsdal, who's a really wonderful meditation teacher on the West Coast. I think he does a little bit here occasionally, but he's mostly West Coast. And he wrote a book years ago called The Issue at Hand. And so the piece that I thought I would share with you this morning has to do with mindfulness of thought. Since we know from fairly recent research out of Harvard that just shy of 50% of our waking hours were lost in thought. And often that thought can be worrisome. And so I wanted to, because I think it always is worth reiterating that in meditation practice, we are not trying to stop thought. In fact, whatever is arising for us, we can see, so we can kind of more clearly see what some of our habit patterns around thought are, what we lean into, what we push away. And it also, this practice brings about a kind of discriminating wisdom where we can see, because some thoughts are, of course, helpful and good and important to follow. And this practice helps us discern like what's true and accurate and what isn't. So I thought I would just read a very little bit from this. But before I do that, I'm going to ask us to go ahead and get in the position for practice, and then we can build in what I'm going to read into your practice so you can track the words that I'm reading and stay connected. So let's go ahead and settle into a posture that feels like it's going to work for you this morning. So you could do this lying down. That's a perfectly fine posture. You could do it seated. You could do it standing. It's all good. The only thing I often say is lying. If you're tired, I wouldn't lie down, but otherwise, that's fine. So go ahead and assume a posture. Eyes can be open or closed. If they're open, gaze downward a little bit, but open or closed. And we'll begin by just releasing what has already happened this morning, letting go of what is next, and just really allowing yourself to fully arrive with there's nothing else to do or nowhere else to be. So bringing the mind and the body together in this moment, settling into the posture, surrendering your weight into the support of the surface, and really feeling held by the ground below, maintaining a spine that is upright and engaged, and holding yourself in a way that's not too loose and not too tight. And perhaps noticing the points of contact all along the back of the body. And notice physical sensations in your body from the activity of your day so far. So there could be a subtle pulsing or vibration, tightness, temperature, tingling. as if you are a scientist and you are the subject investigating, receiving, allowing with curiosity, whatever the body, whatever sensations the body is offering. And take a deep breath or two. That is also a way to help settle in and settle any surface tension, making the exhalation longer than the inhalation. And perhaps noticing the touch of the clothes on the skin, something we don't always pay attention to, but noticing those points of connection with the body. And take a moment to expand awareness to include sound in the room or outside of the room that you're in. And allowing sound to remain as it will, either consistent sound or sounds arising and passing. Begin to bring awareness back inward to the whole body. And see if you can track the words that I'm going to read. Sometimes people think the point of meditation is to stop thinking, to have a silent mind. This happens occasionally, but is not the point of meditation. Thoughts are an important part of life, and mindfulness practice is not supposed to be a struggle against them. We can benefit more by being friends with our thoughts than by regarding them as an unfortunate distraction. Thoughts can come and go as they wish, and the meditator does not need to become involved with them. We are not interested in engaging in the content of our thoughts. Mindfulness of thinking is simply recognizing that we are thinking. Thoughts are a huge part of our lives, and many of us spend much time inhabiting the cognitive world of stories and ideas. Mindfulness practice won't stop the thinking, but it will help prevent us from compulsively following thoughts that have appeared. And this in turn will help us become more balanced so that our physical, emotional, and cognitive sides all work together as a whole. So thoughts are really make themselves known when we remove all the typical distractions of our lives and we are with ourselves in this way without distraction. We tend to notice how busy the mind is much more acutely in practice than when we're going about our daily lives. And the thoughts are happening then too. It's just not quite as noticeable. And so when we're in practice and thoughts are coming and going, in a way, we just allow them to be there in the background. And we can even make just soft mental notes, thinking, let your body soften because there's often a contraction with a thought. And then just return to whatever you're using to stabilize or anchor attention, awareness. And so let's go ahead and see what anchor is going to work for you this morning. So as you inhale and exhale, wherever in the body you notice the sensations of the inhalation and the exhalation, that could be your anchor for today. So that could be the rise and fall of the belly, the abdomen, the chest, even air entering and leaving the nostrils, if you can clearly feel that. It could be just feeling the subtle movement of the breath in the whole carriage of the body or somewhere else. You could also, if breath is challenging, just touch your hands together and the points of contact, the actual feeling, could be what you return to each time the mind goes into thought. You could take the palms of your hands and rest them on your thighs. Or you could use sound. So if there's sound in the background or continuous arising and passing of sound, you can open up the field of awareness and use that. So go ahead and take a moment to just see what will be the stabilizer for you this morning. And wherever you have landed with an anchor, just stick with that for the remainder of the practice. And remember, it doesn't really matter what you choose. What matters is the quality of awareness you can bring to it. Noticing where your mind is, softening the body and returning to your anchor. And again, noticing where the mind is. Just gently releasing the planning or the memory, whatever narrative has arisen. Bring awareness to the whole body and soften to the degree that you can, and just return again to whatever anchor is helpful. And as we bring this meditation to a close, may we be peaceful and at ease. May our heart be soft and open. May we be safe and protected, and our bodies healthy and strong. And may whatever good comes of our practice be for the benefit of all beings. So if your eyes were closed or gaze downward, taking a moment to just reorient to the room, maybe do a stretch, look around a little bit. And so before I open it up, I want to share something else, which is that one of our instructors, Kel Juilliard, who is some of you who are regulars here would know, he's a wonderful meditation instructor, and he's going to be doing a series for us. There's no charge for this in September, Wednesdays in September, and I'm going to put the link in here in just a minute, but it is called Healthy Habits to Get the Most Out of Every Moment. And it's really looking at kind of examining healthy habits for whatever stage of life you're in. So there's one on maximizing the power of the brain, forging connections, because we know how important social connection is in life, as well as having a sense of purpose or meaning. And so I want to put that in the chat. And by the way, I forgot to say this, but please open up the chat and feel free to put any comments or questions in the chat. But there is the link, and all the details about the program are included in that link and on that page. So yeah, we're pretty excited about it, and hope that you will be able to join. So we have a little bit of time for Q&A. Any questions at all about anything that I said related to working with thought? And one of the reasons I thought it would be a good place to start is because our minds are so busy, mine included, and there is a way to work with our thoughts so that we are less controlled by them, that they dominate less of our experience, and just become, this phenomena of arising and passing thought. I know we often tend to give thought a lot of power, and believe all of our thoughts. And yet I know there are times where I've had something on my mind And I'll wake up in the morning and think, okay, there's something I'm supposed to be worrying about. I just can't remember exactly what it is. So it's kind of funny where the mind goes. And one of my teachers often has used the phrase, the mind has no pride. It'll just go anywhere. You know what? If you scroll down, Loretta, you should see, so there should be a few things in that, like a lot of seminars. So scroll down. And let me know if you see it. I'll go ahead and open it now just to double check. Yes, it's right there. Yep. Yeah. So there you can see like all of our offerings. That's just included in the mix. But so other comments, thoughts, questions, anything you want to say about how the practice was for you today? You are welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. And it is a beautiful day, Susan. It's a gorgeous, clear day. And I had to put fleece on this morning because it's pretty chilly here. Well, we can get off a couple of minutes early. So help us such a minute. Yeah. Heather, yes. Yeah. And like part of the beauty of this practice too is that we can, through practice, have some balance with all of the emotional states. And in fact, one of the things in this book, which I didn't read, is that we fully, it's not about being numb to life or not feeling. In fact, it's just the opposite, that we can more fully feel the joy and all of it. And with the understanding that all of these things are always arising and passing and impermanent, which I think has always been really helpful. And also when thoughts are really predominant, and being careful not to get into a mindset of, well, I'm doing it and it's still here or it's not going away. Watch that too and include that, just like back up into that. But to also, when you feel overwhelmed by emotion, just come into the body and feel the expression in your body. And that is super helpful. Yeah, of course. The book is called The Issue at Hand. So The Issue at Hand by Gil Fronsdal. And it's one of the things I love about it. It's a thin book, but it is packed with good stuff. This practice I've learned has prepared to be helpful this week in a hospital with 3-year-old. Yeah. I mean, this practice is so incredibly powerful in so many ways, with all of the vicissitudes of life, with all of the ups and downs of life, the capacity to, bring some steadiness and some balance to that which is difficult and also that which is joyful. things that we don't want to change, that we wish would always stay, we actually can take more pleasure in those things because we also understand the nature. Um, well, great to be with everybody this morning, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. So Tuesday morning, I'm not sure who the instructor is on Tuesday, but I'll see you Wednesday and Thursday next week, and enjoy the weekend. All right, everybody. Take good care.